हेलो एवरीवन, वेलकम टू अमेजिंग लाइफ। कैसे हैं आप सब? उम्मीद करती हूँ आप सब जहाँ भी हैं अमेजिंग हैं। दोस्तों, हम लोग गैलरी, फ़ोन की गैलरी में से ना सब डिलीट करते रहते हैं ना। जब गैलरी पूरी भर जाती है तो हम ये करते हैं इसलिए क्योंकि हमारी फ़ोन बेटर चले, हमारा सॉफ्टवेयर बेटर चले और हमारा फ़ोन थोड़ा लाइट हो जाए। उसी तरह से हमें अपने जो पास्ट थॉट्स है ना, जो हमें सर्व नहीं कर रहे, उसे भी हमें डिलीट करते रहना चाहिए। और उसका तरीका बहुत आसान है और बहुत ही अच्छा है। तो इस लाइव के अंत में मैं आपको वो टेक्निक बताऊंगी जिससे आप अपने पुराने थॉट्स को डिलीट कर सकते हैं। तो चलिए आज का लाइव हम देखते हैं व्हाट इट इज अबाउट। आज के लाइव में दो अमेजिंग पीपल आ रहे हैं। द कपल, दे आर सो अमेजिंग, दे आर सो अमेजिंग। और खास बात उन कपल की ये है कि दे आर चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट, बोथ ऑफ देम। बट दोनों ने अपनी चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंसी छोड़कर दे आर एक्सप्लोरिंग सम अदर थिंग्स एंड दे आर डूइंग अमेजिंग। बिकॉज इट इज़ वेरी डिफिकल्ट, इतने सालों से आपने एक पढ़ाई की है और उस पर वर्क किया, उसको अचानक छोड़ना और कुछ नया करना। बट दे बोथ आर डूइंग इट मैग्निफिसेंटली। तो जानते हैं वो क्या कर रहे हैं अमेजिंग, एंड वाई दे आर अमेजिंग। एंड हम और भी बात करेंगे आज, वो है महाभारत के बारे में कि हमने क्या सीखा है और हमें क्या और कुछ सीखने की ज़रूरत है। तो लेट्स गेट डीपर इन दिस और बुलाते हैं, कनेक्ट करते हैं हमारे गेस्ट से। सो लेट्स कनेक्ट। सो हम कनेक्ट एंड दे आर रियली अमेजिंग कपल। बहुत मजा आएगा। इट विल बी अ फन सेशन। So let's get connected. When I connect to my live guest, my phone volume goes. I don't know, it's a bug or something. So I'm using this.
Hi, Sheetal. Am I
Hi.
audible to you?
Yes, absolutely
Hi,
audible.
hi, Peter.
Hi. Hi, both of you.
So we are happy to be here with you once again.
Yeah, and I'm also happy to have both of you here. Thank you so much. Sorry, thank you. एंड मैं इंट्रोड्यूस कर रही थी कि दोनों चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट है और दोनों ने चार्टर्ड अकाउंटिंग छोड़कर कुछ अमेजिंग कर रहे हैं। तो आई एम सो क्यूरियस टू नो व्हाट एग्जैक्टली यू गाइस आर डूइंग एक्चुअली। So
Yes.
am I audible? Am I audible properly?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay. So yes, let's get started. हमारे जो आज के अमेजिंग कपल है वो है खुशबू लुथिया एंड अपूर्वा लुथिया। आई गेस मैंने सरनेम राइट प्रोनाउंस किया है। हेलो।
Yeah, there was little disturbance. I think it's raining out.
Okay, okay, okay. Cool, cool, cool. So
Okay.
yeah. So let's get started. Okay. So
Yes.
thank you so much, both of you, for removing your time for amazing life. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're most welcome.
You're welcome, Sheetal. And Sheetal, I just wanted to, clarify one thing. Uh,
Yeah.
though we are not doing that, chartered accountancy practice per se, okay, I
Right.
still, file a return for my father, okay, just to, to give him, pacify him that I am still a chartered
Right.
accountant.
Right. Oh God, I know it is very difficult, कितना सुनना पड़ता होगा, and there initially तो बहुत कुछ, you guys must have went through, but yeah, I can understand. It won't be an easy
Yeah,
ride when you start to.
Yeah, absolutely. So it always starts from, what you guys are doing. I mean, why you guys are doing. And we can't understand. Have you gone mad, to the journey of, oh God, you both are always roaming somewhere. You guys are doing something amazing, and we are stuck in the same, rat race. We are tired, we want to come with you, it ends at there. So it's a fun part.
You know what? Basically, जब हम लोग स्कूल में थे ना, तब से हम जब स्कूल में थे ना, तब used to know people used to ask like, what do you want to become when you grow up? And I still remember one of our friends Nitesh. He used to tell he had wrote in our slam book, she is going to become a teacher, and I used to like laugh at him. Seriously, I mean, I'm not going to become a teacher. And you won't believe, like, seriously, now I'm feeling that yes, there is something that I'm teaching, which is like life skills, teaching a lot of things, which is making you feel alive. Like teaching happiness. Can you believe? Like, that's really so important now.
Yeah, the only sorry, yeah. So I was just, yeah, I was just adding to, Khushbu's point. The idea was always, to make, people understand and, guide them, help them, reach their full potential in terms of happiness, in terms of happiness. So that is the main motto, that, how can you be more happy than what you are right now? That's the idea, and we are pursuing that idea.
No, it is fantastic. I see Khushbu's work. I am so proud of her. She's my school buddy, and I'm really proud of her. The way she is going ahead. That is absolutely amazing. Actually, it is all that you guys have tapped into your own purpose of life. This is important. And once we do that, we really understand. We really understand that where we should go, and money don't serve that much. As a purpose serves us. So this is really amazing. This is really amazing. What you guys are doing is really amazing. So I'm curious to know. I'm curious to
Yeah,
know what what is that one thing that took you guys to come out of that uncharted thing? कोई ऐसा वो क्या था आइडिया या कुछ बल्ब जला या कुछ हुआ इंसिडेंट हुआ जिसकी वजह से आप दोनों ने स्विच किया?
That's an interesting question. I would actually like to give you an answer to that. Okay. So after,
Okay.
the marriage and the first kid, I was always keen, that both of us should not be in the grill of 9 to 5. Okay. At least one
Right.
person should have their own, liberty to do whatever they want to do,
Right.
and another one will do a 9 to 5. Okay. So she opted that I want to be out of that grid of 9 to 5. Okay. And after some time, when the kids have grown up and she has learned so many things, I have seen her evolve at a different level. Okay. And then I also realized that, then why am I, facing this punishment? I also want to be liberated and free, like you. Why should I be in 9 to 5? I mean, what's the point? We are anyway, couple right now, so let's both of us do something else. But the inherent, passion for both of us were, to communicate with people. Right now, we are communicating so much with, the digitally, with the machines, we wanted to communicate with the people. We wanted to express, that how does it feel when you are with someone, your suppressed emotions you need to express all that things, and that is where we have taken this journey. I mean, it was slow, steady, not like bathtub idea kind of a thing that one day, हाँ ऐसा नहीं कि एक दिन सब छोड़ छाड़ के निकल गए हो। हाँ मतलब दाढ़ी रख दिया तो बाबा बन गए ऐसा।
So to add him, we learn to communicate. So to add to his point, like we learn to communicate, but with that we learn to connect. So what is important for us, like for me being a healer and he being a trainer who is like being thinking out of the box, what is the most important thing which I felt is you have to connect to yourself completely, and then you're able to connect to the person that is there in front of you. So when you connect, you really understand, you are able to go deep inside it. So that really gives a lot of things for us to have a lot of things happening.
Yeah, and this out of
That's
the box
amazing.
concept was very amazing, that time, we also started that we need to do something out of the box. And over a period of time, we realized there is no box. I mean, why
Right.
you are trying to
They,
think
they,
out of since there is no box, yeah, it's open, you think whatever you want to think, nobody is stopping you. And that is one point which is kind of very empowering thought, that once you know that there is no box, then you can think, whatever you want to think,
Because
right. We
as a
can
couple, when
explore.
you
We
have to
can.
support the entire, so
Hmm. थोड़ा सा
as a couple,
like
when you have to support the entire family, you were
right,
saying
right,
something I
right.
missed out.
Oh no, 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 no. Carry on, carry on. Go ahead.
Okay. So I was just saying there were a lot of limitations because as a couple, when you are supposed to support the entire family, then the challenging part comes to that you both are going to do this. Then who's going to be into that, that 9 to 5, that job? Who's going to get that
Stable,
monthly income?
stable.
And
Yeah,
people around are
stability.
becoming
Yeah.
so insecure. I mean, they really make us feel insecure at times, and then we feel, no, there is no box. There is no box. You remember, it's just our limitations. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So my next question will be like, what was the pros and cons, of taking such a big leap of faith? So what was the pros and cons in this?
Uh, I would like to answer that, on the positive side of, taking this was, the first and foremost, positive for us was our own development, our own personal development, our own, evolution to a different level from where we
Definitely.
we were and
As
from where we have reached. I mean, that is the most positive that we
right,
have seen. Unless it is as simple as that,
right,
that if I am not happy, I can't teach you how to be happy.
right.
As simple as that. So first
Absolutely,
I need to
absolutely.
find,
Yes.
my happiness, and then I can,
Right.
give you that secret, that mantra. Unless I don't have, what will I give you? So that is,
Hmm.
that has really helped us. Secondly,
Right.
uh, when you take, do these programs, compare to what earlier, the job, or when you work in a particular company or an organization, you have that, limited people that you need to interact on a daily basis. Here what we get to
Right.
interact is with very different people, from 7-year-old, 5-year-old kid to 60-year-old, auntie,
Maybe
Uh,
80.
yeah, 80-year-old auntie. So, you get to know so many people, their thought process, where they are coming from. One is completely inexperienced, another is super experienced, and you get to learn so
right.
many things from them. And
Yeah.
it's
Agree.
and the last one is obviously, that you get to earn, to have, or make people laugh, have them, fun, right?
Right.
So you are,
Absolutely. Yes.
that is a fun that you are having with them. Okay.
Right.
So
And also one point I want to add is the happiness and contentment, the satisfaction that we receive by doing the things that we love to do.
Right.
The passion that
That's
we
right.
have, to understand what passion and to go according to
Yeah.
that passion is the biggest thing that you really would love to do in your life.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
downside is,
It is. It is.
obviously, yeah, Sheetal, on
You
a
go ahead. Go ahead.
downside. Yeah.
Yeah.
So on a downside, it is that you don't have that, per se, so-called security of your monthly income.
Right.
So you have to
Right.
adjust, accordingly. So one month is very good, another is little down. It's
It's a big
nothing like a
adjustment.
fixed rate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly,
Yeah. Yeah. It's a
exactly.
big
Yeah, so you need to have, and another, you know another downside is that sometimes, people feel that this is too out of the box, things that you are doing. Why can't you, do both the things together? You know, so do this also and part time do this also. I mean, logically they are not wrong. Okay, but it requires a tremendous effort when to do something where your passion doesn't lie, and to do so little where your passion is so much. So that is bit of a downside that I can.
So शीतल, I feel हमने बहुत बताया कि हमने ये किया, but haven't we told what are we doing? Like haven't we told what are we doing and what are we into?
So yeah, my next question for you is, I was waiting for Apurva to finish and then to start, with the third question. My next question was,
So, sorry, Sheetal, but this is the only odd couple, okay, that you might find where wife have to told husband, please shut up. It is always other way around.
no, I guess, yeah, there is other way round, but ये rounds भी होते हैं, but percentage कम है ऐसे rounds के, ऐसा है. So yeah, getting ahead to the getting ahead to the next question is, like, what are your goals? अभी आप लोग ने चार्टर्ड अकाउंटिंग छोड़ दिया, सबसे लड़ के आपने मतलब एक ठान भी लिया और आपने एक शुरू भी कर दिया. तो वो goals क्या है? What are the goals behind that? What is the purpose behind what you guys are doing now? And what are you doing? Even I will want you guys to, tell our audience that what you guys are doing, because I know you guys are doing amazing, but our audience should also know what amazing you guys are doing.
Okay. I'll tell you about, what are our goals. She'll tell you about what we are doing. Okay. The goal is very, very, yeah, the goal is very, very simple goal. To basically become, the best in what we are, catering to, we are doing to. The idea, the goal is to provide the value to the people that they start valuing this thing, which are non-materialistic things. As simple as that. I can't give you a ride in Ferrari, okay, but I will make you, swing on a hammock, sitting in a nature. That experience you will never forget. So, that value that we want to provide to the people, as simple as that. Over
That is
to her
amazing.
before she cuts me.
That is something amazing, because these things are not we can go and buy. If we think of buying
Exactly.
something, we will get money and will buy it. But these experiences are not that we are going to a shop and we are buying it. It's not that way. It is, so you guys are doing, taking a good effort, and you guys are doing amazing. That's nice.
So
yeah,
let me share. Yes. So I started my journey when I just delivered a baby girl, and I decided that I'm not going to do this job any further. Like I was working as a compliance head, heading finance and a cool job. But then finally, I just realized, no, this is not the job, or this is not the life that I want to live. Like I really want to enjoy that motherhood. And with that feeling, I started that, no, I don't want to do this job. Then it was he who prompted, okay, then what is your passion? Because अब तक तो कभी सोचा ही नहीं था कि what is passion, no? It's like I have hobbies, I like doing this, I like doing that. हाँ, but किसी ने पूछा ही नहीं था, so we never thought about it. But then I realized that I'm more attracted towards, understanding human beings, understanding psychology, thought patterns, beliefs. And then I started with the entire different spiritual journey, where I started with a lot of energy healing modalities like Reiki, tarot card, theta healing, various other healing modalities like Lama Farah, Hunkar with Salim. So a lot of the things that goes one after the other, including tarot cards, Sajog, and a lot of things. So one after the other, no, it's like an ocean, and things just flow when you really want to walk on your life path. Right. And then we do conduct one-on-one sessions. We have different workshops to work on different themes. Like each workshop has a different theme that we work on, whether it is a 2-day workshop or a 1-day workshop or as big as a 9 days workshop. We have it at different places, like in Manali, Panchgini, or nearby places like Lonavala, Karjat. And we do work with kids as well as with adults. The age is like the no limit to age, like all of them are like invited. So the youngest participant was 2.5 and the eldest was 80 till now. So yeah, so uh, I do a lot of spiritual healing techniques, and I take them to a different world with meditations and a lot of abundance manifestations. I'm also a gifted light language transmitter, like a channel where you connect to the universal energy and you become a channel. So that was my journey, and he joined in this journey with a very different thought. Like I was always talking about spirituality, your evolvements, all those things, and he used to always bring me down. You are staying here, right, on this earth. Don't go up. And he started giving all the things that I said to wrap it in a practical way. मतलब आप ये बोल रहे हो कि ये करो, it's very good, but he was the one to bring that whole package that yeah, this is possible and this is how you're going to do it. So then the combo just worked beautifully. Like once is like spirituality and other is like being in your practical life, in your real life, in your professional life, and balancing things.
That's amazing.
So
Because
this is
that
like
your
what
combo,
and this is like how.
how, yeah, and that makes the whole, cake. That makes the whole cake. Yeah, so that's amazing. So, and Khushbu, the way you said that you have started being, doing healing and everything, and you have been channelizing and all this thing, you know, you won't believe this is a blessing. You know how? Because we feel that we have choose this, but actually God choose us for this. So you are that one chosen one. So you are super blessed. So take that as a blessing. So I will always, yeah, because
Yes, I
when God
really feel.
decides,
I thank each and every day of my life.
yes,
Yes.
yes, because if we think that हम spirituality में आगे बढ़ रहे हैं या grow कर रहे हैं या evolve हो रहे हैं तो ये हम कर रहे हैं, no, it's not us. It's God has chosen us to do that, and मतलब you both are so blessed कि God ने आप लोग को choose किया, and they want, God wants you guys to do something for the world, and you are doing it. So that's amazing. That's beautiful.
Exactly.
So
So in the next metric franchisee, she will be the Trinity. You know?
okay.
And motherhood. The next view. Oh my God.
Okay.
So why don't you
Let's get
say, like,
ahead.
how is your thought?
Yeah. Go ahead. Yes.
No. What I wanted to say is now let's come to our that Mahabharata thing. What why Mahabharata, and what is there for us to know more about it? मतलब why mythological? हमें क्यों mythological, हमने बचपन में देख ली है, सब कुछ कर लिया है, अब क्यों हमें वापस देखना चाहिए और उसे और समझना चाहिए और उससे सीखना चाहिए, ऐसा क्या?
Correct. Okay. So in return, Sheetal, I have a simple question to make. Okay. In our normal day-to-day life, okay. Whenever two people in a particular home, when they are quarreling, okay. What we do is इनके घर में ना पूरा दिन महाभारत चलते रहता है, right? Whenever there is a jagada, there is a fight, whenever there is a,
Common dialogue.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah, exactly, right? So you see the idea that Mahabharat word, okay, the literal meaning of the word Mahabharat is Mahan Bharat, right?
Okay. Mahan Bharat.
Correct.
Oh
But
yeah.
now Yeah, Mahabharata. So how does someone change that Mahabharata, is equal to the war? I mean, why? It has nothing to do, just with the war, right? The literal meaning
Right.
is Mahan Bharat, correct? War was the whole Mahabharata. Okay, if we see, it is not in the novel form, right? It is in the poem form. It has 1 lakh
Yeah.
verses, right? Out of that, so it runs through various generations, and the war is just
Correct.
a 18-day part in the Mahabharata. But what all we remember is just that 18 days of war, you know. So if you
Yeah.
ask her, she'll say, हमने तो बचपन में देखा था, वो बहुत मजा आता था, अर्जुन यहाँ से ऐसे तीर चलाता है, कर्ण वहां से ऐसे तीर चलाता है.
I remember that only.
You
Like he
I
told
also
me in
remember that.
Mahabharat,
That's
and I
exactly.
said, "क्या मजा आता था to see all the animations with the war." I just like that only, and I just remember that only.
Yeah, I mean, यहाँ से
Yeah.
फायर आ रहा है, वहां से वाटर आ रहा है, यहाँ से स्नेक आ रहा है, वहां से गरुड़ आ रहा है, and you guys were
Yeah,
wow,
that page. Right, I agree with her.
exactly. So the idea was, to make people, understand that this is not only war. This is not just war. So
Right.
this is a story of, the imperfect people. They are not perfect in any
Okay.
sense. Right. So this is a
Hmm.
story of imperfect people. One sect who is trying to improve their imperfection, and one sect who is
Right.
very happy with their imperfection. And
Hmm.
then
Wow.
understand that when they are happy with the imperfection, what are the values and the biases that they are working with? And the people who want to improve, what are the values and the biases that they are working with? And once you understand, some values, some biases, how they operate, this, see something which have survived for 8 to 10,000 years. Okay, that has to
Hmm.
be important,
Hmm.
right?
True.
Otherwise,
Agreed. Yes.
nowadays people don't even remember us for 12 days. After we are gone,
Yes.
there is no 12th day, right?
4 days में भी forget.
4 days,
Right.
we forget. We move on. So something which has survived for 8 to 10,000 years, it has to have that kind of importance. And when you want to learn
Yeah.
more, say one part like Bhagavad Gita out of Mahabharata. So first, my idea was learn the full story of Mahabharata, no? Understand, and then go deep into one section.
Wow.
That will actually help.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was
What
the
I
whole
did
idea
was
about
book.
why mythology.
No.
Like
Yeah.
I
What you
was
said was
always
book.
attracted to mythology. Yeah, as a
Right.
child, I was always attracted to mythology because you remember the costumes, you remember the chakachak sets, you remember
Set.
all the
Set. Yeah.
animations, and it was so beautiful. Yeah, and then
Hmm.
story कैसा है ना कि you cannot go without a story. So वो थोड़ा बहुत stories we know.
Yes.
And he used to say stories about Mahabharata, and I was like, हाँ मुझे पता है. I mean, I've seen this in the serials and all, so I know this story. So what more are you going to say? So I was always, shit,
Right.
yaar, kya yaar? I always know this. And he's like, wait, now listen to this. And I was like, oh my God.
There is always something more,
Yeah. Literally. What?
there is always something more.
Yeah. What you
And,
said
yeah,
also.
and who doesn't like a good story?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. Agreed. And you won't believe.
Yeah,
I
and
guess जो में जो एवेंजर्स जैसी स्टोरियां बनती है ना वहां भी कहीं ना कहीं हमारी माइथोलॉजी का
absolutely.
हिंट सी दैट
Yeah,
रिफ्लेक्शन
I
है.
Yes.
I completely agree. Yeah.
Hmm.
So the Hulk
Yeah.
is a beam.
Hmm.
Yeah.
As simple as that.
Exactly.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Hawkeye is an
Absolutely.
Arjun. Yeah,
Yeah.
Captain
And here's
America
the
is
thing.
Yudhishthir. You know,
Absolutely. Yes. I can relate it perfectly. Yes. And this is the thing. Our
exactly.
teenagers and it should we are not putting up in that way. They are the same character but in a
Exactly.
different way. If they come out as a Bhim, as a Arjun, and if our kids follow them that way, the original Bhim and the original Arjun and the original Yudhishthir and all, so there will be a lot of shift in kids' perception. Matlab, they will see things in a different
Absolutely.
way then. So yeah, this is important. Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Completely agree. Yeah.
yeah. But touching a very
And that is the whole reason.
important point. Yeah, you guys are touching very important point because this this grounding should be needed. This grounding is needed, in today's time especially. Yeah, absolutely. Yes,
Because
this is
nowadays
very
no
nice.
kids are not exposed to any of these, and they feel all our
Hmm.
culture and mythology so boring. Like if you ask the kids of today, they are not interested. So
Right.
this is how we really wanted to make them understand what is our own culture, from where are we coming,
Right.
and this culture has lots of
Right.
values that is valid today and maybe valued 50,000 years ahead. So
Absolutely.
that's very
Absolutely.
important to
Yeah.
bring them that knowledge.
Yeah, and very unique thing which have happened. So all that astras and shastras that we used to talk about and see in that serial, right? Priya Chopra serial. So ye Brahmastra
Hmm.
hai, ye Pashupati Astra hai, So that were like nuclear weapon of that time. The fun
Hmm.
part in Tamil Nadu, they have discovered a book which has the coding, written to invoke a Brahmastra. And there are
Oh.
26 scientists who are working on this coding as to, how exactly is this written and how can we decode it.
Right.
I mean,
Wow.
so it's not like something which is completely given you just like that as a story kind of a thing. It
Right.
was real at that point of time. So if you Google right now, somebody have actually made a 3D image of Mohenjo-daro from the ruins
Okay.
that we have found. They have made the
Hmm.
3D image of Mohenjo-daro. And if you see that, you will realize that they were way ahead of what we are right now
Yes.
in terms of
Right.
civilization, in terms of culture, in terms of hygiene, in terms of
Everything.
various things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's true.
So the idea is to get people understand that.
Hmm. There is so much depth in all this thing. Actually, there is so much depth. If we go inside deep in it, we will get lot of intakes and wisdom. You can say. Absolutely agree with that. So, if we say about values and all these things, people are already doing it. Like people believe also, and people are doing it with values, bases, and all. So why we need to get more in, why we need to get it more deeper in it? Because जितना चाहिए उतना तो
Correct.
हो रहा
I'll
है.
Exactly. So I'll give you two examples, Shikal, very, very simple example to understand, okay? On value front, when we say that we are honest, okay?
Right.
Most of the people will say that we are honest, okay? Now, what does actually
Right.
an honesty means? The honesty means that we will not cheat, we will not do any scam, we will not fraud anyone, okay? We will not take any bribe. We will be true and authentic to what we are doing. Okay. That is
Right.
from our perspective, right? That we will not
Right.
do this
Right.
and we will not receive it, right? But we are giving it, we are freely giving it.
Okay.
आज ट्रैफिक पुलिस ने पकड़ा, मामा प्लीज, मामा भूल गया, इंश्योरेंस भूल गया, ये भूल गया, दैट भूल गया.
Right.
And then what you do is you try to give a bribe, right? पावती मत काटो प्लीज, पावती मत काटो ना, कुछ सेटलमेंट कर लेते हैं, राइट? People go on a length to give a bribe to their child, right?
I was
If you,
about to say that.
yeah, if you complete your homework, I will give you a chocolate. And that is a bribery.
Yeah,
What are
that's
you
a fact.
teaching?
That's
You
a
know?
initial teaching style. Yeah, I agree with that.
Exactly. So we need to, really rethink about, what are the values that we are talking about, and how we are
Right.
flaunting, faltering in our values at the, very, very next step. When we say that we have values, okay, we tend to falter on that. For simple example, let's say biases. Okay, most of us have that anchoring bias. When we go for a shopping, okay, you see a dress of 2,500 rupees. Okay, the very next shop that you go, the same dress is available at 20% discount. So it is 2,000 rupees, right? And you start comparing, it is cheap, right? It is cheap.
हाँ, उससे सस्ता है.
उससे सस्ता है, डिस्काउंट में है. But you tend to forget when you actually entered for a shopping, your budget was only 1,500. So 2,000 is still expensive. But it gives you a wrong anchor in terms of 2,500. So you are holding on to a wrong anchor. हाँ देख उधर तो 2,500 का था ना, इधर 2,000 में सस्ता मिल रहा है ना, 500 रुपया ले लो. अरे hello, your budget is 500 rupees less. What ले लो?
And then somebody shows us, देख online में तो सिर्फ 1,000 rupees का है.
Correct. So we have, all anchors, on our biases.
Right.
It's kind of a fix, Yeah. Then there are few, very, yeah. So I'll just take 30-second more. There are some very
Go ahead.
unusual biases. Okay. So it's something called survivorship bias. Okay. So all the guys so in no manner I want to, say that they are wrong. Okay. Or to demean them or insult them. Okay. But this is a standard practice that we have seen. Okay. 7 habits of highly effective people. Okay. 5 a.m. club. All this, these are the standardization that we do for success.
Right.
Every day you wake up at 5 a.m. and you perform this activities. Okay. The idea is that, our doodh wala every day wakes up at 4 a.m. Okay. And he is still, only giving milk. He has not become millionaire. Right. So it's not about, the time. It's about how do you invest your time. Why only 7 habits of highly effective people? Why not only
What do you
one
do when
habit
you
can?
wake up at 4?
Yeah, so what they do is they make you see the top of the pyramid when you are at the bottom of the pyramid, and they make you see that the success is having $1 million or $1 billion in bank account.
Right.
Right? So how to become a millionaire? This is the mantra. But have you ever seen visited any millionaire and billionaire to actually go and ask them, are you happy in your life after having $1 billion in your bank account? The answer would be very different than what we are thinking.
Yeah.
So what are we pursuing? Yeah?
We have just equated success with money. पैसा है तो यह success.
Actually,
So, which is very wrong.
right.
Yeah, and so the linear progression is equal that success is equal to all materialistic thing, and all materialistic thing is equal to happiness.
Right.
So the more materialistic things that you can accumulate, hold, the more happy you are, which is actually not the case.
Actually, it is vice versa. Actually, no, I won't say vice versa. I will say that
Exactly.
the more you get into materialistic things, the more shallow your life becomes. This is what I have understood, because the contentment
Exactly.
we lose the contentment within us because of that more of materialistic around us. It is. I really wanted to add one thing. It is just like if we have too much of gadgets with us, too much. Like I'm having two phones, one iPad, one laptop, one this, that. So, my energy is going to all those gadgets. I'm not conserving my energy much. My energies are releasing to all those things rather than all these things जो चाहिए जरूरत का हो लिमिटेड हो तो मेरी एनर्जी उतनी बच रही है it is just an example. तो जितना ज्यादा कम मटेरियलिस्टिक हम होंगे उतना ज्यादा हम डीप लाइफ जिएंगे और जितनी ज्यादा मटेरियलिस्टिक हम होंगे उतनी शैलो लाइफ हम जिएंगे. This is what the concept I understood and realized nowadays. So we can now what you said is
Absolutely.
exactly the point. Yeah, so I
Correct.
understand that.
Absolutely.
जो आप
I'll,
too much of
if you, yeah, sure.
yeah go
If you
ahead.
allow, I'll
Please
just tell
go
you,
ahead.
small thing.
Yeah.
So when I was learning, Bhagavad Gita, my guru, she told me a very beautiful sentence. Okay, that in I am happy. In the sentence, I am happy. Happiness is just a quality of mind or a state of mind. Our job
Right.
is to find that I who says that I am happy.
Right.
Who is that I who says I am happy? So the job is to find that I, and you will automatically get the happiness.
Agreed with that. Totally agreed with that. Yeah. So that I is important. Whether we see the I, that is we the soul, or I we see that as a materialistic person we are. So we have to see that. Right. Absolutely agree.
Yeah, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So,
So it was.
so whenever I see this, you must have read that book, the bestseller in the world, The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari, right?
Yes. Robin Shelton.
Correct. I was having a thought other day that why can't it be the monk who never sold his Ferrari? I mean, you can still be thinking like a monk and own a Ferrari. Nothing wrong in that, right?
Right.
Nothing wrong in that. So have both best of both the worlds, okay? But don't run after Ferrari. Run after becoming, the thinking, like a monk.
Wow.
This will come automatically.
Wow.
The idea is where you are running.
Right. Absolutely
So,
amazing.
why
Actually,
don't you give us
Apurva,
a
I really
small.
wanted to. I really
So, I
wanted to
was just
touch this
telling him,
point.
why
What
don't
he
you?
said.
Yeah,
Go ahead. You go
go
ahead.
ahead,
I'll
Sheetal,
do
completely.
it later.
No. I was just
No, no.
telling him, why don't you give us a small story on Mahabharata since we were talking on Mahabharata as to how it started because I don't remember
Yeah.
from where does it start.
Oh, where does
Yeah,
it start?
absolutely.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
okay.
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 Apurva, one second. Before you
Yeah.
start with that, I really wanted to touch this point. What you said. What you are trying to do is that that हम चाहे कुछ भी कर रहे हो like if we are earning, if we are doing any professional work or whatever we are doing, what your concept is trying to what I understood is do whatever you are doing but with the monk mindset,
Exactly.
with the
Exactly.
grounded mindset, so
Yes.
if
Yes.
this is what you guys wanted to फ्रेम इट कि कुछ भी करो, कितना भी अर्न करो, कुछ भी करो, what you are doing you do it, but have that mindset of just being grounded, just have that monk mindset, don't get disturbed, and so this story of Mahabharata and all this, getting to know this deeper will make us get there. This is what
Exactly.
you guys are saying,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I understood
It,
that.
it,
So this
it
is
will
really
it will
amazing
help
actually.
you. Yeah. it will
Yeah, it
actually
will
help
help us.
you, you
It
know.
will help us to
Yeah,
learn faster.
Yeah.
correct. So you go
हमारे
into the
हमारी जड़ें
mind of.
मजबूत होंगी. Right, right.
Yes.
Go
Yes.
ahead, go ahead.
So I was telling you that it helps you in terms of that it helps you visit, the thinking pattern, the mindset of each
Hmm,
character in
hmm,
that story and understand them
hmm,
deeply. And then if you can
hmm.
relate, each character's thinking to your thinking, your surroundings thinking, your wherever you are working in an organization, their people's thinking. Once you understand, the thinking pattern of a people, it actually helps
Right.
you, mitigate a lot of problems that is oriented,
Yeah,
from the people.
True.
right. Agreed with
And
that.
one more
Totally.
point I would
Yes.
like to add. One
Yes.
more point I would like to add is we always, tag people. ये बुरा है, ये ऐसा करता है, ये वैसा करता है. We are very good
Yes.
at tagging
Yeah,
people,
exactly.
tagging with whatever
Yeah,
names
yeah,
that we want, right? Even in Mahabharata, we have tagged, right? ये अच्छा नहीं है, he was not the right person, he did everything wrong, right? तो वो सब कुछ तो है, but when we talk about values and all, we really feel that entire each and every character of that story is us, is literally us, like ourselves. We are Bhim, we are
yeah.
Duryodhan, we are even Shakuni, we are
Right.
each and every character.
Right.
Yeah,
So it's
Agreed. Agreed with
beautiful
this.
when you understand
Yeah.
कि कौन सी
You know,
वैल्यू लेनी है और कौन सा बायस छोड़ना है,
yes,
you know.
yeah, for this, I can say this
Yes.
कि जैसे कि दुर्योधन के फादर, उन्होंने इतनी अटैचमेंट दुर्योधन से रखी, he has so much of attachment to his kid that his attachment has gone wrong, मतलब तो इससे हमें ये सीखने मिलता है कि इतनी ज्यादा अटैचमेंट किसी से भी नहीं रखनी चाहिए और खास करके बच्चों से नहीं, ताकि हम उन्हें ग्रो होने ही नहीं देंगे. अगर हम इतना ज्यादा उनको परोसते रहेंगे या इतना ज्यादा उनको यू नो गिरने भी नहीं देंगे, उनको टेस्ट भी नहीं करने देंगे, हाउ टू फॉल एंड हाउ टू गेट अप एंड हाउ टू मेक योर सेल्फ गोइंग फर्दर, तो हम उनको स्पॉइल कर रहे हैं. तो ये इतनी एक्सेस अटैचमेंट अच्छी नहीं है. दिस इज वी कैन लर्न फ्रॉम ऑल दिस. So yeah, I
yeah.
agree
So
with this. There are
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Shital, this was a very beautiful point that you have, put across. I would just put this in a context of Mahabharata. Okay. So when you talk about
okay, okay, yeah,
Dhritarashtra, he was blind. Okay, he was
yeah,
blind. Okay, and he was the
yeah,
elder one. But because of being blind, okay, obviously you will have, someone else coming as a king, right? The At
right,
any
right,
point of day, logic says the king who can see is better than the king who can't see.
Yeah.
As simple as that. So
absolutely,
Pandu have taken over.
yes,
So that has actually made
mm,
Dhritarashtra, go into a victim syndrome, or a
mm,
victimhood,
mm, mm.
right? Then he got
Right,
married to
right,
Gandhari, and Gandhari, in her quest to prove the loyalty to Dhritarashtra, okay, she put that, putty on her eyes, okay, and she became voluntarily,
Yeah.
blind, that I don't want to see. Okay, now that is the
yeah,
sheer helplessness. Okay, so now if
right,
you
right,
see
right,
the victimhood and helplessness when they are merged, what you see is the growth of toxicity, that is Duryodhana,
absolutely.
plus
Narcissist.
99
Right,
others.
right.
You know,
Agreed with
that
this.
is where the
Yes,
whole
yes.
whole thing, comes into the picture. So when you start
Mm,
looking at, things little differently in the story, that victim
yeah,
syndrome plus helplessness will lead you to toxicity, nowhere else. It will lead you to negative
yes,
mindset.
Yes.
So you have to be very,
yes,
very,
yes.
very aware. Where are you going? What kind of mindset you have. So
Right,
that was,
absolutely. This
the
is
small
amazing.
idea of, how you look at. Yeah, that
Yeah,
how do you look at
that's
each character? What do you look into each character? So
right, right, right.
told me, the small story in Mahabharata. I just want to ask you, so do you know who have written Mahabharata?
Sorry, I
Who has
can't
written?
hear your question.
Okay. So who do you know who has written Mahabharata? Not literal sense written. I mean, who have created Mahabharata? The name of that person?
I was knowing it, but right now I am feeling clueless. मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है मैं क्वेश्चन आंसर के फ्रेम में it is difficult.
It was Vyas. Ved Vyas.
Yeah, it's a yeah, wait.
Ved Vyas. He has written
Yeah,
Mahabharata.
Yeah, so that
yeah.
then the next question is, Shwetal, that if we all
Huh.
know Ved Vyas has written the Mahabharata, do we actually know his full
Right.
name? Do we actually know his full name? That his full name was Krishna Dwaipayan Vyasa, right?
Okay.
Krishna
हम इतनी गहराई में
Dwaipayan.
जाते ही नहीं है ना.
Exactly.
Exactly,
Yeah, यही तो
exactly,
बात है.
exactly. And that name has a backstory to it, right?
Yeah. Why his name was
why
named?
why his name was like this, the Krishna Dwaipayan Vyasa. Why somebody would name, the kid's name as that? Do you actually nowadays, if you think, they don't even name kids more than 2 letters,
Absolutely.
right?
सब कुछ
That नाम
शॉर्टकट
बिगड़
में
जाएगा,
right?
तोड़ देंगे,
हाँ,
yeah, shortcut
हाँ,
हो जाएगा. So
right,
so itna bada naam, so the idea was, why so
right,
Krishna? Because he was dark in complexion. Dwaipayan
right,
in Dweep, in Hindi. Dweep is an island.
right.
So he was born on an island. And Vyasa is
Hmm.
basically a circumference. So he will have that intelligence that he will measure all the wisdom of the earth.
Wow.
And how you measure a circle, right? The earth is a spherical, right? And how do you measure
Right,
something which is round? With
Circumference.
circumference.
right.
And that is why Vyasa, that he will measure
Wow.
all the wisdom and curate it, in his terminology. So
Yeah.
this is how, the name comes out. So
My God,
with,
Beautiful.
so deep. मतलब जब नाम में इतनी गहराई है तो उसके अंदर लिखे हुए शब्दों में कितनी गहराई है. Wow. I am when are you guys are taking some classes or workshop or something, so I'm in. I will be your student then. I will really wanted to join this because so much of depth, and कहीं से भी ये अगर हमें extra knowledge to ground ourselves अगर हमें सीखने मिलता है तो that's amazing. That's really amazing.
absolutely.
So yes,
Yeah.
yeah, you were telling about she was telling something about story that Apurva is going to add up, or this was the one.
Yeah, so this was the small, story which I told you about, the name of,
Okay,
somebody who
okay,
have
okay. Right.
written this.
So now there's a
That's a great
backstory
talk.
to it that
Yeah.
he was son of whom? There
Okay.
was a backstory to him that वो किसका था? Who he was the son of which two
My
persons?
God.
How did he come into existence? And how did the Mahabharata started from where? So I think now if you want to
So
know, you have to join us.
yeah, I'm saying that मेरे questions अच्छे नहीं लगेंगे. ये question मुझे मत पूछना. नहीं, शीतल ने इतने
So there
difficult
was a
question
lot of
पूछे. मैं
curiosity, you know.
yeah, it is, and people especially who likes
Yeah.
to learn more about to to know ourselves. It is all about knowing
Yeah,
Mahabharata is knowing our own self. So that's amazing.
True.
correct.
अपने आप को जानने मिले तो क्यों नहीं, स्टोरी के माध्यम से ही सही. Why not? That's amazing. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
So
amazing.
yeah. So Khushbu, I mean Sheetal, the small part is, you were right. So this is where the Kurukshetra is. Okay.
Yes,
This is where the Kurukshetra is. And
yes,
positive thoughts are Pandavas and negative thoughts are Kauravas. So 5
Wow.
positive thoughts are enough to kill 100,
Okay.
negative thoughts. But,
Yeah.
how
But
do
we
you?
so carried away by negative thoughts and we just feel that, oh my God, it's never ending.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. You guys have given me amazing idea, I'll share you it later. It's really amazing. I really like this concept. मैं तो आज ही अपने बच्चे को ये बताने वाली हूँ, I'll tell this Kurukshetra and this Pandava and this. It's really amazing. I will say
Exactly.
that why not you guys plan for something like this for kids also, teenagers, especially teenagers, because
Yeah.
I guess teenager is the time where we can have that proper turn, अगर हम हमारे basis, हमारे concept, हमारी चीजें अगर बहुत grounded है, तो teenager ही एक ऐसा time है जहाँ पे हम distract नहीं होंगे गलत तरफ, हम ग्राउंडेड रहेंगे और फोकस करेंगे जो हमारे लिए सही है या हमारे घर वाले जो बोल रहे हैं वो करने के लिए. बट अगर हम ग्राउंडेड नहीं है तो फिर देन वी कैन गेट डिस्ट्रैक्टेड एंड प्लस वी कैन गेट इजीली डाइवर्टेड बाय एनीवन. सो या आई थिंक ये बहुत जरूरी चीज है. यू गाइस आर
Yeah.
कमिंग
Yeah.
अप विद समथिंग वेरी अमेजिंग थिंग.
Yeah, the idea is, yes, that is in pipeline, Sheetal, obviously for teenagers. But I wanted to do for the adults, with this
Yeah.
particular
Yes.
mindset that you have seen.
Yes.
Before we
Yes.
mold teenager, okay, we need to
We should.
understand where adults are ready to accept this. Because
Right.
teenager will understand this, but when he will go back home, okay, if that environment is not conducive, if the parents,
Yes.
the elders are not conducive
Yes.
to this, they will snap back again to their own original life. So the
This is
idea is to provide that conducive environment through, making adults aware about this and then take a teenager so that your home, the whole circle is completed where everyone is on
right.
a same page.
Wow,
In
this
fact, we
is
did this for
awesome. What
kids
a
also.
thoughtful. Yeah, what a thought. This
We,
is really amazing.
yeah. We did this course for kids also, whereby we just stick to few values like teaching kids trust, coordination, teamwork, communication, like small things with the stories
Right,
of Mahabharata, and then giving them activities to do so that they can practice it in their day-to-day life. Like they understand, हाँ, see,
okay.
focus कैसा था तो अर्जुन जैसा था. So now they can quickly relate. So we did that with kids and tell me like all the parents told पहले हमको सिखाओ. All the parents came to us and said,
Right.
kids are like they did wonderful, but पहले हमको सिखाओ what is this all about? And we like, yeah, it's equally important.
Yes, it's equally important because if I will be aware of this concept, I can help my kid to understand that. If he's also learning it, he can at least have a word with me and he can have that communication with me about it and understanding on that. Really, this is amazing. I am in. When is the class? I am in.
So I'll give you, Sheetal, a small activity to perform, okay, with your kid if you want to, okay, a very small activity, which will give you an idea, when we talk about, the focus of Arjun, that Arjun was able to see only an eye of a,
One thing.
take a,
You there, Sheetal?
One thing.
can you hear us, Sheetal?
Actually, right now, yeah, the light went actually just now. There
Yeah,
was
That, yeah.
Oh.
Oh,
Okay, no worries. You can listen to us,
you
right?
guys can hear me?
Yeah.
yeah.
I will
So I
listen.
was telling that,
Absolutely, you can continue. Yeah. just
Yeah,
adjusting
okay.
the data thing and everything.
Yeah, that's it. So I was telling you that it looks so fascinating, when you hear this, that somebody was able to focus only on the eye of a bird. It looks so fascinating, that how can somebody do that? For you, try doing that. Take a small bucket, okay? Keep it at a distance. Take a tennis ball and try to throw in a bucket, okay? And just see how many times you are able to do that. How much development do we still need, okay, in our focus?
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Right.
Like I remember this thing we had done with kids.
So yeah,
We took a small idea, छोटी सी मूर्ति हमने रखी थी और उसकी छोटी सी आंखें थी, and we told the group, you have to just focus on the eyes, okay, and you have to not see anything else. So it was so difficult because वो
Okay,
छोटी
okay.
सी आंखें थी, and they are like, I can't hardly any see the eyes, and how can I focus on the eyes? I mean, I can see the wall, I can see this, I can see that, everything. So it was so difficult.
Right, agree. Yeah. So yeah, actually, what you guys are saying, these things will actually help us, to evolve more and evolve more in a grounded way. So yeah, right. So yeah, actually, Khushbu and Apurva, it was really amazing. Why I'm saying so much really is it was really and सिर्फ आप लोग ने तो सिर्फ shallow touch किया, you just guys have just give us a एकदम pinch of something दिया and
Yes. Yeah.
amazing. You guys are doing really amazing. So keep doing it and
Thank you so much, Nikhil. Thank you so much.
fire the way you yeah and let me read some of the comments because
Thank
comments
you.
काफी
Thank
Thank
सारे
you
you
आ
so
so
रहे
much.
थे
much.
तो मैंने बीच में मैंने आप लोग को डिस्टर्ब नहीं करा था इसलिए मैंने कमेंट्स पढ़े नहीं बट देर आर पीपल परेश शाह जी ने तभी आप बोल रहे थे तभी उन्होंने टोटली एग्री कहा था दिव्या जी ने कहा एग्जैक्टली इन्वेस्ट योर टाइम व्हेन वी वर टॉकिंग अबाउट द
Thank you so much.
already so I see be flexible before the flex in life okay before you flex in life okay and Amit ji ने लिखा है very nicely explained all the best thank you guys for your comments Amit ji Divya ji and पारस जी थैंक यू सो मच फॉर योर कमेंट्स इट वाज रियली ग्रेट आप लोग ने इतने देर तक सुना और जो भी अभी तक हमारे साथ स्टार्टिंग से एंड तक है उनको बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया थैंक यू सो मच फॉर ज्वाइनिंग अस एंड इट वाज रियली अमेजिंग मतलब मुझे तो पता ही नहीं चला अभी टाइम क्या हो रहा है और कितना टाइम निकल गया आई रियली डोंट नो बट इट वाज रियली अमेजिंग मजा आ गया सीरियसली एंड
Oh
देयर
my
इज सो
God.
मच थैंक यू एक्चुअली फॉर बोथ ऑफ यू एंड खास करके अपूर्वा जी को
Thank
बोलूंगी
you,
कि थैंक
Sheetal,
यू
for
फॉर
having
सो
us
मच
on
ऑफ
this live session.
yeah that is pleasure is all ours इतना अच्छा अच्छा wisdom सुनने मिलेगा इतना अच्छा सीखने मिलेगा तो I'm always ready to learn yeah it was a गायत्री जी लिख रही है great session very
True.
informative Yeah, thank you so much. The credit goes to them, and especially Apurva. The today's session credit goes to Apurva. So yes, with this we
Yes,
end this live. And
absolutely.
to sum up, yeah, to sum up, you guys have something to say to sum up the whole session.
uh, I am like, Sheetal, I am like, too in a shock, when actually your wife agrees to give you a credit of the session. I am yet to come out of that shock, that somebody is actually giving me that credit, wholeheartedly. So now that I can understand that the session was really good, okay?
आई एम
This
श्योर
was
उसके
epic.
सेशन में भी
This
वो इतना
was
ही हंसाता है.
I understood that. This was really epic and this was really nice, and actually blessed to have both of you here. It was really amazing. So yeah, I will be disconnecting your video now. Matlab not your video, you guys, and I will be having a short talk with our audience. And thank you,
Sure.
thank you so much once again. Thank you so much for
Thank
giving your
you.
Thank you
amazing
so much,
time
Sheetal.
and giving your amazing rock your day. Thank you so much. Bye bye.
Thank
Thank
you. Thank
you. Bye
you.
bye.
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 Bye. So guys, it was a really, really, really amazing fun session today. And यहाँ पे light चली गई है, तो yes, I'm going to enjoy this no light thing. नीचे जाके बारिश में भीगने का ज्यादा है. तो yes, जहाँ तक के मैं बोल रही थी starting में कि I'll share a small trick with you to release your thoughts. हमारे जो पुराने विचार है, जो पुराने थॉट्स है, जो पुरानी मेमोरीज है, जो हमें सर्व नहीं करती है, उसे हम कैसे डिलीट करें. तो उसका बहुत अच्छा तरीका है. एक पेन और पेपर लीजिए और उसमें आप लिखें कि कौन से ऐसे विचार है, कौन से मेरे ऐसे थॉट्स है, या कौन सी ऐसी पास्ट मेमोरी है जो मुझे सिर्फ पेन दे रही है, जो मुझे सिर्फ दर्द दे रही है, जो मुझे सिर्फ हर्ट करती है, या बार बार मुझे वो ट्रिगर होता है. तो आप उसे लिखें. राइट इट डाउन, राइट इट डाउन एवरीथिंग. जो और उसे लिखते वक्त जो आपको इमोशंस आ रहे हैं ना, फील हो रहे हैं ना, एंगर, पेन, हर्ट, एनीथिंग, जस्ट वो इमोशंस भी वो पेपर में ऐड कर. एंड देन लिख दो, सब लिख दो, जितना लिख सकते हो इंटेंसिटी से, जितना. अगर इफ यू फील लाइक क्राइंग इट, नो प्रॉब्लम, जस्ट क्राई इट आउट एंड राइट इट डाउन. एंड देन टेक अ पेपर एंड जस्ट टेयर इट डाउन. मतलब ऐसे टेयर करो गुस्से में, ऐसे जैसे कि ऐसे टेयर करो एंड जस्ट पुट इट इन डस्टबिन. उससे क्या होगा कि आपकी जो इमोशंस है, जो दबे हुए हैं, जो बंद है, वो रिलीज हो. एंड दैट शिफ्ट विल हेल्प यू टू रिलीज द ओल्ड. एंड उस तरह से अगर पुराने खाली हो रहे हैं तो आपके पास न्यू के लिए जगह हो रही है. एंड बिलीव मी, दिस रियली वर्क. ट्राई इट. ये ट्राइड एंड टेस्टेड मेथड बता रही हूँ मैं आपको, ये काम करता है. तो अगर एक बार नहीं आपको इसका कुछ फर्क पड़ रहा है तो दूसरी बार करें, तीसरी बार करें, बट यू विल सी द डिफरेंस इन. तो अभी के लिए इतना ही. मिलते हैं नेक्स्ट लाइव में. और हाँ, नेक्स्ट लाइव हमारा बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग होने वाला है. दैट इज ऑन अ रियल सर्वाइवल सुपर हीरो आई कैन से, बिकॉज जिन्होंने एक हाई लेवल, उनका हाथ कटते कटते बच सक, मतलब उनको कैंसर इतने लेवल पे था कि उनका हाथ काटना बहुत जरूरी था. बट उनका विल पावर इतना स्ट्रॉन्ग था कि उन्होंने अपने हाथ को बचाया. एंड वी आर गोइंग टू टॉक अबाउट ऑन हिज विल पावर, ऑन हिज उन्होंने कैसे किया ये. वी आर गोइंग टू टॉक ऑन दैट. तो यस, अभी के लिए हम अलविदा लेते हैं और मिलते हैं नेक्स्ट लाइव में. बाय एवरीवन.